all about the lineage, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby. Yeah. Now what y'all wanna be? FBA, ADOS, Freemen Indigenous. We got shot callers, we got activists, we got politicians, we got lawyers for ya. But don't knock us for being great. Delineate, and now we're singing, hey. It's all about the lineage, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby. Oh Lord, it's all about the lineage, baby. Can't nobody take our pride. Can't nobody hold us down, no. We gotta keep on moving. They keep on moving the goalposts. Oh no, no. Broken alliance everywhere. Broken arrows in every spirit. Let's be very clear. We ain't letting up. We ain't getting up. It's our throne, we built it. It's our home. Take your shoes off. It's all about the lineage, baby. 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 Now what y'all wanna be? FBA, ADOS, Freemen Indigenous. We got shot callers, we got activists, we got politicians, we got lawyers for ya. But don't knock us for being great. Delete it. Now we're seeing, hey, yeah. Can't nobody take a pride. Can't nobody hold us down, no. We gotta keep on moving. We keep on moving the goalposts. Oh no. Broken alliance everywhere. Broken arrows in every spear. Let's be very clear. We ain't letting up. We ain't getting up. It's our throne, we built it. It's our home. Take your shoes off. It's all about the lineage, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby.
We have to start supporting ourselves. We have to add value to our content and our voices.
Hey, haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support on your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones. I'm really in my they done. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support on your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones. I'm really in my they done. Cash app, $sign on box rhyme. I'm really real one of them. I'm really him, I'm really out here standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. I'm really real one of them. I'm really him, I'm really out here standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Haters gone, hate supporters done it. Support on your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones. I'm really in my they done. Cash app, dollar sign on by his rhyme. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Support me your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really him, how they dumb. Cash app, dollar sign on by his rhyme. I'm really real one of them, I'm really him, I'm really always standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. I'm really real one of them, I'm really him, I'm really always standing on 10. Like and subscribe, thumbs up the video. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Support on your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really him, but they dumb. Cash app, dollar sign on by his rhyme. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Haters gone, hate supporters donate. Support on your own, don't support one of them clones. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really him, but they dumb. Cash app, dollar sign on by his rhyme. Please don't. Please support, donate. I'm really one of them ones, I'm really him, or they dumb. Cash app, dollar sign on by his rhyme. Cash app, dollar sign on by his rhyme. Cash app, dollar sign on by his rhyme. I'm really real one of them ones, are they dumb? Thumbs up. Subscribe, cash app, dollar sign on by his rhyme.
Hey, peace to the family. Grand evening, grand night. Let's get right into it, family. Let's get right into it. This is hilarious. All right. Revenue, man, you really messed up, my boy. You're done. You've been done.
And people don't know that. So when people like Revenue talk about us just laying down and getting bit by dogs, no, they had to bring in the dogs. They had to bring in an overwhelming amount of force because they could not stand toe to toe with us. We were beating those officers down. That's why if you look back at the civil rights movement, you'll hear Martin Luther King always preaching nonviolence. Why would you have to do that? We were docile people. See, we're not docile. We literally believe being necessary.
I created the nonviolent movement. That ain't.
So what now?
I said, Black Americans created nonviolent protests and stuff like that. That ain't existing.
No, that was the opposition party. And if you ever notice how Martin Luther King switched his stance on that,
and that was only part of the game. That was for the media to see the upstanding black people.
No white people died during the civil rights.
Are you out of
they
your
actually
mind?
did.
Are you
They
out of
actually
your
did.
mind?
What are you talking about? Like,
Are you out of your mind?
It's something you don't know the history. If you take a look at,
Hey, this guy stay making stupid remarks like that. Embarrassing himself on the World Wide Web over and over.
we have Black American newspapers that have archives, and they have white American newspapers that have archives. There were black lynch mobs that went around lynching white people for doing wrong things to black people. We don't play that game. They don't tell you that part of
I
history.
didn't even want to fight for sovereignty.
They don't tell you. No. What are you talking about? We were born in this country.
We fought for independence. We fought to be free.
Yeah. So you know what? 100%. You guys fought for independence.
Every time
you guys fought for independence, but when the Chinese came over to Jamaica, they did business with the British government. How does that work?
Y'all fought in the civil rights. Y'all fought in the Civil War to be citizens.
Y'all brag about having a treaty with the British, which is so crazy to me because in the treaty it says you guys are basically
that's not a flex.
And the British will have control over all your resources. That's what you signed away. See, the Mexicans talk about the treaty they signed when they lost the American-Mexican War. What they don't tell you is they gave up states like Arizona,
you gotta have a
large
war
part
to
of
establish
Texas.
the treaty. Y'all never had a war in America.
They did not want to go to war with us. We've had plenty of skirmishes with the United States military. You know what they realized? They're not. They did not have enough.
One day,
they literally teach foundational. What was the name of that? Those people you were talking about, Flex, in Carolina that fall inside that swamp.
The Maroons up there.
They teach those military tactics to this day. That's how we were able to fight against guerrilla warfare. They teach that stuff in military schools today, and that was techniques fought over 100 plus years ago. As a matter of fact, the phonetic alphabet that we use, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, that came from foundational Black Americans. We literally come up with codes that they use. We had so much stuff going on, caused them so much confusion. They didn't know what to do. The idea of compartmentalization that the United States government used during the Manhattan Project came directly from foundational Black Americans, because we had a way of passing information to each other without letting anybody know. The dominant society couldn't do anything with us. We were too cunning, too slick, too smooth. So that's what I'm saying. But you guys don't know that. You guys,
so why if you did
look, that was a look. When you guys talk about the Maroons signing that treaty, you know what that was? That was a disarming tactic, so the British government could save money on a long drawn-out war, because they were more concerned about the French. See, this is the part they don't tell you, and I don't really like to talk about this. Because I like to. What?
Are you saying the British was compromised according to you?
No, the British deal with, look, you know how parents talk to a kid, oh, look at my strong man, bring me the.
Hey, yeah, I really think revenue was paid on one of those Russian troll farms, because when people say diaspora wars, like, I really think, because I don't believe anybody from the Caribbean would naturally talk like this, would naturally have this argument. Don't forget, he's supposed to be a Pan-Africanist. Like, what Pan-Africanist would downplay the civil rights movement and the activists? What Pan-Africanists will play down their pain? Yeah, the average person from the Caribbean wouldn't speak like this. Now, I can see an African talking like this, but the average Caribbean person ain't talking like this. Revenue, I really believe the dude is getting, he's on payroll. I don't believe it's a lot of money, but maybe they housed him, you dig? Ain't sent him back as long as he troll and disrespect. For real. Because, like, he is, like, this is super. Listen, he says he's a Pan-Africanist. What Pan-Africanist in America will talk down and play down the pain and the sacrifices of the civil rights activists? Yeah, he's no Pan-Africanist. I think he's a paid troll from one of the Russian troll farms.
They got on the milk in the house. Yeah. That's what they did to y'all. They was like, we don't want to draw on our war. But when you guys signed this treaty, you got to tell us where everybody else is hiding. And that shortened their campaign to take back Jamaica. They actually just took it back on paper.
Exactly.
That's why today, right? Look, it's crazy, right? I don't like to kill y'all momentum, and we like to keep y'all confidence up. So we don't really tell y'all the truth about what they did, y'all. But truth to be told, they literally just colonized y'all on paper with your help. The Maroons turned on their own people that they were supposed to protect under some false sense of security from the British. And what they did was they messed their own people over. Because to this day, if you want to do business, big business in Jamaica, you don't do business with Jamaicans. You do business with the Crown, and the Crown is allowed to tell you where or when.
It's no different than America. If you want to do business, you do business with the.
If I want to do business with America, I go down to the Chamber of Commerce where I pay taxes at.
White people own 99% of the land, and they contribute to.
Do you know what government contracting is?
Over 95% of the GDP.
Revenue. Do you know what government contracting is?
Yeah.
You ever gotten a government contract?
No.
I have plenty of times. That's me doing business with my government. You know how to go through with that? Absolutely.
But what does that mean though? If you don't have a sovereign land, you just under the thumb of the white man. You don't have a sovereign land. You didn't achieve basic.
Is this dude nuts? Yo, we are. Yeah, he said a sovereign land. The civil rights movement was 100 years. The 1965 civil rights movement was 100 years after our civil rights in 1865. That was another civil rights. We got civil rights twice in 1865, but the men, like, some of that civil rights, it wasn't as expansive as 1965, obviously, and we weren't that protected, obviously, from Jim Crow, just to make racism like that. But the right to vote and little trinkets like that was around 1865. So we are a citizen. What citizen of a country will also be a sovereign nation? That's a contradiction, bro. Like, he don't understand that. Like, dude, we are natural citizens. We are 14th Amendment birthright citizens, bro. some of the first. Matter of fact, that 14th Amendment was passed via us. So why would we be a citizen of a country and also be a sovereign nation of that same country? Weird.
The reason why equal citizenship is important instead of some toy treaty that you guys got is because we still consider equal citizen under law. So that's why our fight is a lot different from yours. That's why you pushing Pan-Africanism and we pushing foundational Black Americans, because we are equal citizens under the Constitution.
Bro, Martin Delaney started Pan-Africanism.
What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, he's just saying random stuff.
It seem like he started Pan-Africanism.
What does that do? But you adopted it, correct?
Pan-Africanism.
Did you adopted it, correct?
And we came to save y'all. The Harlem Renaissance.
You love Marcus Garvey. Right? Marcus Garvey said that foundational Black Americans were the best in the world at enterprising and education. That's the reason why.
So why y'all fled to Haiti and Trinidad?
Who fled to Haiti and Trinidad? Most of us
why did y'all
live
have
here.
to flee to Haiti and Trinidad?
For the same reason we went to Ethiopia, to help y'all liberate yourselves.
No, brother.
Even to this day, right now,
because y'all didn't want to stay.
Revenue. Right now, there are Ethiopians, there are people from Ghana, there are people from Nigeria hosting similar spaces right now, and they're talking shit about everybody. But you guys don't go to their spaces or their lives to talk to them. You guys come here. You want to know why you come here? Because they're just wolves howling at the moon. We actually have the ability to make change in this country and around the world. Whatever we decide to join the movement, we make things work.
If you can't,
the thing about it is, I got you. I can answer that question. I can answer that question for you, right?
Okay,
the thing about it is, we have been an all-inclusive people because we have big hearts, and the thing about people with big hearts are typically the worst at judging character. So we assumed you guys were like us, but after a while, we started to see you guys are denigrating us. You guys are talking crap about us. You guys don't have the same affinity for us as we did for everybody else. So now you start to see Black Americans focus on the lineage. And as we're focusing on the lineage, we are starting to delineate and we're starting to remove people who are not from us so they can't speak for us. So now what you're starting to see is the Democratic Party and SHIELDS currently today are working overtime to try to push flat blackness again. That's why you see the
FBA is the Republican shield.
Exactly like Tariq said earlier. So yeah, the delineation movement is what you see as a response to all the disrespect you guys have been pushing for so long. That's why people are in uproar. You see these bloggers, you see these podcast people saying stuff like, "Oh, it's foundational Black Americans' jobs to look the other cheek because we're the biggest." No, we're not going for that. We have never tolerated disrespect from anybody, not from this government, not from other quote-unquote melanated immigrants, and that's what you guys are pissed about. Because truth to be told, if we didn't have as much power as we do, you guys wouldn't be here every night trying to see what's going on. Just the other day, we got kids in here stressing out, losing their mind because we don't want to identify as them because we're our own group. Think about how that sounds. Nobody ever pressures Jamaicans to be continental Africans. They say, "Oh, they're Jamaican, no Haitian." And truth
can I ask you a question?
Our country, our states are older than your country.
You barbecue raccoon babbling right now. Can I ask you a question?
No, I'm actually speaking off facts. See, the thing is, when you babble, you just say shit that don't make sense. This is all coherent.
You pot some gumbo babbling right
now. And Revenue, you listening, bro? You got to stop, man. Like you looking bad out here, bro. That's why I decided to put your name in a title, which I don't like to do. But in this sense, you look really bad. I wouldn't mind putting your name in this title. All right. Let me know what I'm gonna do. You put the link out there. I ain't got all night, but I do got a little time. Let's see. The family like the video. I'm only around for maybe another hour.
Now, can I ask you a question?
What's up, Reverend? How you feeling?
If we hate y'all so much, why do we have to come here and help y'all with the Harlem Renaissance?
You didn't come here to help us. You didn't. You came here because
so explain Jay Rogers and Sean.
So look, here's the thing, right?
Explain
the reason why segregation and Jim Crow became so popular is because foundational Black Americans were taking all of the quote unquote entertainment money. So you had people who would not go to their clubs because white people, everybody around the world, would rather go to a juke joint and hang out with foundational Black Americans with the banjos and everything and the rock and music. That's what they were doing because we were such fun people to be around. We were so fun to be around that Jamaicans, Haitians, Ghanaians, Trinidadians, Eritreans, wherever y'all was from, when y'all heard about what was going on in America up there in Harlem, you guys came over to see what was going on. And you guys loved it so much because we were free people.
We was here from the 1800s, bro.
You guys absolutely love our culture. You just said so yourself. You don't think your ancestors loved the culture? Matter of fact, you said earlier on the Twitter space that your entire family came over here in the 80s.
Built the culture.
And so what revenue do is see revenue try that over here. 1800s my ass. Dude, like we already went over that. Look, there were tiny if he's talking about the Jamaicans that came over here, that America went and got and sent to the Panama Canal, dude, you wasn't over here. They was like 300,000 deep in Panama, building the Panama Canal. Jamaicans were tiny, tiny, tiny spotted in America. Like, stop. You were never over here, but he'll try that over there. And I see that he just like when he get cooked a certain place, he'll go somewhere with the same argument, hoping that they don't know the same thing. But you know what? We're starting to watch each other's stuff though. Those who acknowledge that we're FBAs, we're starting to watch each other's stuff, and we're starting to see you everywhere. We're starting to see the arguments, bro, and they're very weak.
Because Jamaica was going down
here. You built the culture for y'all.
No, you did not. You tried to leech off of it. That's why we call you terrorists.
Now he's saying he built the culture for us. He couldn't find that nowhere. Okay, go get that. Go get that research, bro. That you built the culture for us in America. Go get that research. I'm here with the phone number link out there.
What?
Yes. You know what? As a matter of fact, shout out to you, man. I think you are the root work must steal the week. So shout out to you for that, Rev. You earned it.
There you go. I thank you so much.
Appreciate it, Flex.
All right, bro. All right, Reverend. Well, we're tired of hearing goddamn Bammy babble. But thank you so much. All right. Because he's trying to troll out.
All right, so this is where Tariq about to cook him. This was funny as hell. Like Tariq is normally funny. I do a little giggle here and there, but this is the first time in a long time where he had me almost on the floor with this one. This was funny.
He's trying to troll out, but listen, yeah, he's talking about. We've had other Renaissance movements that were about history. He tried to bring up Schomburg and J.A. Rogers, and I love J.A. Rogers. He was Jamaican and he was a historian, but we had other people before J.A. Rogers. Yeah, we had the Black Convention movement going back to the damn 1830s when we were talking about Black consciousness and things like that. We were teaching history in the Black churches. We had all types of different movements when we were teaching Black history. So yeah, that was a part of our culture. I was gonna get Cheryl. I was trying to get some. My bad, I got Cheryl out by mistake. But let's get Kiki. Kiki? Yo, Kiki. Okay, Kiki, people come up and don't want to say nothing. But yeah, revenue, they're doing all that Bammy babble, talking about what we didn't do. And talking about we didn't have no treaties. Yeah, y'all got all types of treaties down bad. You still under the thumb of the damn British crown. Y'all can't go to your beaches out there in your own homeland, and you're the majority. When the Queen of England died, y'all running around with jerk chicken all on your clothes, rolling around on the dirt, crying, looking crazy. You can't tell us about nothing. Them janky ass treaty plea deals didn't do anything. Y'all did those janky plea deals, undermined each other, got hoed out by the British. You're still under the British crown. Now you got to come up under us in order to come up, and then have the nerve to talk about what you did for us. You couldn't even do it for your damn homeland. Yeah, and in revenue, and people like him, they always trying to throw shots. Yeah, y'all got bit by dogs. Man, they brought them Cuban dogs over there on them damn maroons and made them get some damn act right so fast. They brought them damn Dogo Cubanos over there to Jamaica. Them niggas was running up the hill so fast. Bumba Clyde. Boop, 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 boop. Me dog gonna get me, Bumba Clyde. I signed the deal. Bumba Clyde. Lord have mercy. I signed the deal. Y'all were running to sign that damn.
I gotta run that back, yo. Yeah, this dude is a comedian. Like he really is. He really is. Like he's having fun, right? He's trolling. And like they know he's trolling and having fun. Like he's roasting. Like he's not being historically accurate right now. He's mixing history with jokes. This is called roasting, family. That's FBA history. When we roast, we might throw a little bit of truth in there, but a little bit of exaggeration, a little bit of jokey joke. You dig? So this is fun time right here. He's being a comedian right now. It's shit funny as hell.
He didn't even do it for your damn homeland. Yeah, and in revenue, and people like him, they always trying to throw shots at y'all got bit by dogs. Man, they brought them Cuban dogs over there on them damn maroons and made them get some damn act right so fast. They brought them damn Dogo Cubanos over there to Jamaica. Them niggas was running up the hill so fast. Bamba Clyde. Boop, 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 boop. Me dog gonna get me, Bamba Clyde. I signed the deal. Bamba Clyde. Lord have mercy. I signed the deal. Y'all were running to sign that damn plea deal when them dogs got on your ass.
Yeah, that was funny as hell.
But they brought them damn fleshy, because they had those Cuban dogs, those mastiffs that were trained to eat runaway slaves. And these dogs were vicious. After slavery ended, the dog breed died out. Look that up. Look up the Dogo Cubanos. This is a dog breed that died out after slavery because they only ate people. They would eat runaways. So when them, Jamaicans are already scared of dogs. That's the thing. That was, there's a myth about Jamaicans being scared of dogs. I think that's why. Y'all ain't never seen no Jamaican with a dog? Come on now. When have you seen a Jamaican with a dog? There's a rumor that Jamaicans are scared of dogs, and I think that's why. You go out, walk your dog, and you see a Jamaican, Bumba Clyde, put up the K9, it's going to get me. That's why Jamaicans don't fuck with dogs. Come on now. When have you seen a Jamaican with a dog? That shit shook them a long time ago. You ain't never seen no Jamaican with a dog. They don't rock with dogs. When they see a dog, blood clot. They get the hauling ass. Where them flip-flops get the pitter-pattering. Chain them up. Chain the dog. Chain the dog. They make a song about it. Who let the dogs out? Roof,
Yeah.
roof, roof, roof. Who let the dogs out? Roof, 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 roof. That's where that song came from. Those dudes are Jamaican. They made a hit song, Who Let the Dogs Out? Because they didn't want to get bitten.
I have to make a 1 minute clip of this right here. This is hilarious, yo.
Yes. Good grief. Yeah, they don't like no dogs. Come on now. Oh, goodness. All right, let's get some folks in here. Let's get some people in here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man. Y'all raise those hands. Let's raise those hands.
Wait, hold on. Run that back one more time, yo. That is too funny, yo. Yeah, I never do this right here, but this is too funny. I gotta make a whole video just on this right here.
And people like him, they always trying to throw shots at y'all got bit by dogs. Man, they brought them Cuban dogs over there on them damn maroons and made them get some damn act right so fast. They brought them damn Dogo Cubanos over there to Jamaica. Them niggas was running up the hill so fast. Bamba Clyde. Boop, 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 boop. Me dog gonna get me, Bamba Clyde. I signed the deal. Bamba Clyde. Lord have mercy. I signed the deal. Y'all were running to sign that damn plea deal when them dogs got on your ass. Boy, they brought them damn fleshy, because they had those Cuban dogs, those mastiffs, that were trained to eat runaway slaves. And these dogs were vicious. After slavery ended, the dog breed died out. Look that up. Look up the Dogo Cubanos. This is a dog breed that died out after slavery because they only ate people. They would eat runaways. So when them, Jamaicans are already scared of dogs. That's the thing. That was, there's a myth about Jamaicans being scared of dogs. I think that's why. Y'all ain't never seen no Jamaican with a dog? Come on now. When have you seen a Jamaican with a dog? There's a rumor that Jamaicans are scared of dogs, and I think that's why. You go out walk your dog and you see a Jamaican, Bumbaclad, put up the canine, it's going to get me. That's why Jamaicans don't fuck with dogs. Come on now. When have you seen a Jamaican with a dog? That shit shook them a long time ago. You ain't never seen no Jamaican with a dog. They don't rock with dogs. When they see a dog, blood clot. They get the hauling ass. But them flip-flops get the pitter-pattering. Chain them up. Chain the dog. Chain the dog. They make a song about it. Who let the dogs out? Roof, 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 roof. Who let the dogs out? Roof, 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 roof. That's where that song came from. Those dudes are Jamaican. They made a hit song, Who Let the Dogs Out? Because they didn't want to get bit in the ass. Good grief. Yeah, they don't like no dogs. Come on now. Oh, goodness. All right, let's get some folks in here. Let's get some people in here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. That was too hilarious, man. All right, so now we actually going to read about the dog thing in Jamaica with the Maroons, and we're going to learn about the treaties with the Maroons because for some reason revenue is stuck on treaties. All right. Matter of fact, let me just play that part of the video where like I don't know what is up with him and treaties. Like maybe he needed a Scooby treat. Like a damn dog. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Let me find revenue. Okay. He said something about sovereign. Hold on. Let me get revenue words. All right. Here he is. Here go revenue.
What's up, Rick?
Yeah. So, yeah. Now, revenue, they want to know why you have so much disdain for our lineage. Is it jealousy?
Nah, I don't got no disdain for African Americans. I think y'all some of the most dopest people. But when you say that, you know, you've been fighting and all this stuff, I don't see no treaties. I don't see no sovereign land. And the whole world watched your lineage get, you know, water holes and bit up by dogs. So I don't know this amount of big fighting that y'all did.
Yeah, it's like we didn't sign treaties and plea deals like your lineage did. Y'all had to sign plea deals.
I mean, in order to put yourself in those type of positions, you got to be able to fight. You know, like you don't establish a sovereign nation or establish treaties without fighting. So,
all right, so right there. Rick, God damn, man, what the hell? Hold on. When Tariq Nasheed said, "Who let the dogs out?" Roof, that was funny as hell,
when you say fought,
no, you compromise. A lot of that shit is compromise. Y'all compromise.
How? If they were slaves before they fought and after they wasn't slaves no more, that's not a victory?
Oh yeah, if you turn around and start turning in other enslaved people, that's not a victory. You sold out. You know why y'all sold out? Because you love talking about them dogs. You know why the Maroons, your Maroons in Jamaica sold out? Because our Maroons didn't sell out. Our Maroons never took an L.
What Maroons? The Maroons have to integrate into Native Americans.
The ones in the Great Dismal Swamp, they never took an L.
you gotta stop tethering on to Seminoles victories and
I ain't even
Native
talking about the
American
Seminoles.
victories.
I'm not even talking about the Seminoles. I'm not even talking about that. That was a whole different group. I'm talking about the ones in the Great Dismal Swamp in North Carolina and Virginia. They never took an L. They were never infiltrated. They never got caught. They never got killed. And
So they established a sovereign. They established a sovereign land.
They had a sovereign entity within the swamp that was never penetrated or infiltrated. They study that to this very day. That's
let me ask you a question.
Hold on,
Your ancestors didn't work out a deal to become citizens.
Hold on. Yeah, we never. The Maroons never signed a damn plea deal to turn people in. They fought these white supremacists from day one and never gave up and never took an L. That's where
Did he establish a sovereign land, though?
That's where Harriet Tubman was going back and forth. All right.
Oh, so when she was fleeing on the Underground Railroad, that
wasn't fleeing. She was putting in work. She came back. She was born and died on her homeland, sir.
But she fled to Canada.
She was born and died on her homeland.
Did she flee? Did she flee America?
She didn't flee nowhere. We were
so in a war. She didn't go to Canada.
In a war. No, she didn't flee nowhere. We were in a war, and she participated in the Civil War.
What's the name of the Black American War, Tariq?
All of them, because we fought in all of them. Every war was a Black American war. We fought, we fought in every one of them, and we're still here. You the one who had to flee. And speaking of dogs, you talking about dogs. You do know that the British brought in those Dogo Cubanos over there biting a chunk out of the asses of the Jamaicans, by the way. Do you know that? They brought in those Cuban flesh-eating dogs over there.
Yeah, revenue messed up. I had no idea of this history. As a matter of fact, when Tariq said it, I thought he was just trolling. I thought he was just clowning and roasting. This is true, right? But this is how dumb revenue is with his own history. Why would you talk about dogs and get bit by dogs when more than 100 years ago, the dogs were released on Maroons, Jamaicans before us. Over 100 years before us, dogs were released on Jamaican in a worse way. Nowhere near what happened to us. These dogs were released on the entire populace. For us, it was certain cops let the dogs loose on certain civil rights activists. But the dogs that Tariq spoke about, this was the military family. This was the militia releasing militia. He wasn't lying. He was not lying. Mastiffs, dogs to kill lions, were was there to cower a lot of the Maroons into signing the treaty, and it worked. This was a fact. That is not fake news. I'm going to read it in a second.
To Jamaica, that's what made them sign them damn treaties.
Yeah, but it's not on national. TV
didn't exist at the time. Yeah, TV didn't exist at the time. But yeah, them Dogo Cubanos bit a plug and bit the jerk chicken out your ass over there, and you ran and signed a fucking plea deal. So tell the truth.
Tariq, we defeated the most powerful.
No. You want to talk about some dogs? No. They brought them Cuban dogs.
Okay, so he's lying again. This is a dude. He was on my show already. Revenue. Provide the research where the Maroons defeated the British. That never happened, family. That never happened. He made that up. He's lying. You know, what tethers do, they lie. You know, he's doing the 4 T's, right? He's what's the first one? He's tiptoeing, he's twisting, now he's trolling, and then he's gonna tap out. Right. But they've never beaten the British. There's no research to say that. The dude is flat out lying. I mean, that's a shame that you just lie to see if people know about the story or not. And if they're not sure about the story, you just keep saying it as it's true. And you could rest your head on that. That's crazy.
Over there, so y'all got some act right real quick. Y'all said, hey, we'll just go over here and make some jerk chicken and leave y'all alone. We'll turn in. Yeah, y'all got some act right when they brought the Cuban dogs over. Yeah,
well, at least we fought the most powerful army.
At least we fought the dogs over here in Selma and Birmingham. We fought the dogs back, and also
but those are police. So you comparing,
and we fought them too.
You're comparing the police to an army.
And we fought them too. They had to create a SWAT. We had to, the grassroots, that was the army. We made them change laws and we didn't flee.
Your ancestors never fought no army, Tariq. Unless it was on the benefit of the white man.
We had to fight the National Guard. We had to fight the damn National Guard repeatedly. That's an army.
What's worse?
That's
My
an
people.
army, sir. The National Guard is an army. We had to fight them repeatedly, and
Tariq,
still stood on business. In
Tariq,
the LA riots, we had to fight the National Guard, and still stood on business, sir.
So
All right, so hold on. I'm trying to find this video real fast, fam. Give me 1 second. It's one of these videos. Shit. Mike. Okay, so it ain't that. This one is new. So I'll do this one tomorrow. Hold on. I'm trying to find a video. Okay, so that was the revenue one. Okay, I didn't. Hey man, one more time, yo. This is too funny. I got you.
Y'all were running to sign that damn plea deal when man, they brought them Cuban dogs over there on them damn maroons and made them get some damn act right so fast. They brought them damn Dogo Cubanos over there to Jamaica. Them niggas was running up the hill so fast. Bamba Clyde. Boop, 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 boop. Me dog gonna get me Bamba Clyde. I signed the deal. Bamba Clyde. Lord have mercy. I signed the deal.
Yeah, the action is hilarious.
Y'all were running to sign that damn plea deal when them dogs got on your ass. Well, they brought them damn fleshy, because they had those Cuban dogs, those mastiffs, that were trained to eat runaway slaves. These dogs were vicious. After slavery ended, the dog breed died out. Look that up. Look up the Dogo Cubanos. This is a dog breed that died out after slavery because they only ate people. They would eat runaways. So when them, Jamaicans are already scared of dogs. They get the hauling ass. When them flip flops get the pitter pattering, chain them up, chain the dog. Who let the dogs out? Roo, 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 roo. Who let the dogs
Last
out?
time, family. This is too funny.
That's where that song came from. Those dudes are Jamaican. They made a hit song, Who Let the Dogs Out? Because they didn't want to get bit in the ass.
Yeah, that was too funny, yo. That was too funny. All right, so I'm looking for something.
That's a tether lie. There was no conversion. And just talking about Black history globally, that don't make you Pan-African. I just talked about global Black history. And it's been a foundational Black American. And I ain't never talked about leaving the U.S. and moving to Africa and denouncing the U.S. I've never ever said anything remotely close to that. So why do y'all keep, I don't know, what's the purpose of that talking point? Because y'all use it a lot. When y'all use talking points over and over again, that's usually a smokescreen for something else. What's the?
Hold on. I can't find it.
Let's go ahead and talk about some history,
they were Black.
homie.
They were Black indigenous people, man. You're
Yes.
Mexican.
Cool.
You're Mexican.
Can you provide a source? No. So I am American Indian and Mexican Indian. I'm from two tribes.
No, you're
I'm
Mexican.
from two tribes.
No, you're Mexican.
I think this
No,
is.
I'm Apache and Purepecha.
No, you're a fatty.
I'm Apache and Purepecha, born in Indianapolis, Post. So what's good?
No. You're a fatty. Not Apache, you're a fatty. You're a fat Mexican. And that's okay. I don't
You're
have
not
to
fat. Just because you're too tiny to make it past the cheeks, that's not my problem, bro. That's not my problem.
Ma'am, I've seen your body. You're built like a bag of wet.
Problem that
you're built like a bag of wet clothes.
Not my problem.
You're very bad built, okay? And that's
my problem that you fuck like.
No. You're very bad built.
What do you mean? Why
You're not
said
going to
a
talk
bag
over
of wet
me,
clothes,
Pickles.
yo.
All right? You're not going to do that.
Yo, did he say a bag of wet clothes? I'm thinking about laundry.
Not going to talk over me. This is not El Pollo Loco. You're not going to just yell out your order. Okay.
Yeah, that was funny as hell. You're not just gonna yell out your order. Yo, I'd be hollering, yo, by myself watching this. They'd be like, what that crazy dude? All right, hold on. No.
Killer?
No. That's a Somalian girl. Damn. I'm gonna get her another time. I wanted one in particular. I ain't gonna be able to find it. I see.
They allowed it. Stop being ashamed of your homeland. You're ashamed.
Yeah, you're scared.
I ain't ashamed of being a foundational Black American. I'm not. I'm very proud of it.
So you're scared.
What?
Can I respond? Also, you're scared. You don't have an actual dialogue. You obviously,
okay, no, let's get something straight. No, we don't need goosey babble. We don't need goosey babble here. We don't need goosey babble. I'm not ashamed of my ethnic group. I'm not ashamed of my lineage, sir.
Or intelligence?
No, calm down. You're not going to just be talking willy-nilly, sir. You're going to have to slow down. Now, what was this about ethnogenesis? What babble are you about to do now? Here we go. Here we go with the goosey babble. Now, what about ethnogenesis? You're about to do a lot of babbling and saying nothing. Now, what about ethnogenesis? Now, define it for me. Go.
Because I feel like it's a little bit intellectually obtuse that you want to invite a person up and letting the person talk. Yes, I'm saying you're referring to the word ethnogenesis in a very wrong term. So when it comes to ethnogenesis, the main key factor that involves that definition involves the idea of an ethnic group. So when it comes to the term FBA, that term is not an ethnicity, that term is not a lineage, that term is not a heritage, that term is a made-up organization that you used to scam.
Okay, now you lying. Okay, there we go. No, because now you lying. We don't. No.
Yo,
because you're doing the same thing y'all did in your home.
Yo, what the hell he just said? Yo, he just said a whole bunch of garbage. What's going on, brother? How you? All right.
Okay, we have homeland. You're lying.
Now you're obviously scared. So you're scared.
You're lying, sir. There is no organization. There is no organization. You don't get to do I'm a tether. You don't get to do I'm a tether and I say so.
Really? Hold on. So why?
No. You don't get to lie because now you're lying. So now you don't get to. You don't homeland, sir. You could not even define yourself in the failed homeland. You don't get to define us. You don't get to lie. No. You're not, sir. You're not going, sir. This is not Hotel Rwanda. You're not going to scream over here, sir. No. No, you don't get to make up a non-existent organization and try to attribute it that. That's you disrespecting our lineage. Let me tell you about these tethers. Let me tell you about these people. They are obsessed with trying to define what we are and what our identity is. That's a sign of cultural disrespect. They think they're going to control the narrative of who we are so they can come over here and control the resources. They think just like they got colonized. So you think you're going to have the same colonizing on us. You try to define what our lineage is, and you position yourself as some type of expert on our culture. And then you try to muddy the waters. You outside the club. You ain't even in the club. You don't get to define us. You're uncomfortable with lineage-based boundaries, sir. Foundational Black American is a lineage identity. Nothing more, nothing less. You ain't gonna come up here talking about some organization. That's you lying, which is what y'all do. Lie and scam. That's why y'all don't build nothing and you trust each other in your homeland. Mexican.
I'm Apache and Purepecha.
You're a
I'm Apache and Purepecha, born in Indianapolis, so what's good?
No, there's no gimmick. From your work, that's what it showed, right?
All right. So let's get to it. That revenue was too funny, though. All right, family. Look, I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna read together. Let's read together, right? Read together. You heard that? We're gonna read together. Y'all want to read together? You want to learn something today? So I've been on this since this morning. Not this morning, but I continued with this morning since last night. Okay, so I put the phone number in the chat. I put the link in the chat. Anybody who has an issue with what I'm about to go into, you can call. Where's that phone number at? There we go. You can call this phone number right here or click the link that's pinned to the top. You got 42 minutes. I'm out of here about 10 p.m. Eastern time, okay? There you go. Now, a lot of Africans complain about their colonizer, their former colonizer, the imperialism, neo-colonialism, all this fancy garbage failure excuse talk. What I figured out just by reading a lot and piecing together the puzzle, right? I'm like, wait a minute. All of the world's problems, right? Because white folks dominated everybody. They subdued everybody. They did the evil everywhere they went, pretty much. And we're all complaining, for the most part, about the evils they have done. And then all the reading I've done, I'm like, wait a minute. White folks would have never been allowed to do none of this had not Africans sold us to them. So Africans are the real blame for everything. If they had not sold us, there would be no European power. There'll be no European powers running around globally enforcing their rule and will. So let me get y'all familiar with some terms. Brain drain, brain gain, brain circulation. So when you run into the revenues of the world, think about those three terms: brain gain, brain drain, brain circulation. So the concept of brain drain, as you see in the description, it says skilled people leave developing countries. So, and as a result, or example of that, Nigeria to U.S. So family, and then Haiti to Canada. So you'll see a lot of these Nigerian tethers bragging about a handful of Nigerians doing better than a lot of foundational Black Americans. What they don't understand, or maybe they do, they just being deceptive, is that the Nigerians that come over here, these are not the average Nigerians, family. Nigerians are illiterate as hell. Their IQ is below normal. The same with Chinese people. Okay, same with Indians. The populace, the Indian population is not bright. The Chinese population is illiterate as hell and poor. So what they do is, family, work visas, student visas, H-1B visas, they send their best over here, family, to compete with us. The average person with just a high school diploma, they'll send their best over here, outwork us, outpace us, out-educate us, out-employ us, out-earn us. And they will brag about their best compared to just a high school graduate, high school dropout, GED certificate, you dig, trade school education. They compare their best to that and try to flex. Now, their best in this country, it ain't much of a flex, because what are they doing? They got a job. Like, they act like they got Fortune 500 companies. They really moving the needle, employing Americans over here. So no, actually, that's called brain drain. When they come over here, when their skilled people leave their country to come to a developing country like ours are developed because of us. It's a developing country because we developed it. Okay, so shit, we're called Foundation Black Americans. If there was ever another term, we could call it the developing, develop Foundation Black Americans, because we developed this country. Okay. So now, what is brain gain? Brain gain is developed countries like United States. We attract global talent from Nigeria, China, and India. Okay. As you can see, examples of brain gain countries: US, UK, Germany. And I'm gonna get to the dogs in a second. In Jamaica. So what is brain circulation? Brain circulation is when migrants return home with skills. That's all we ask them to do, to go back home. You're over here, you're in Canada, you're in the UK, you're in Germany, you're in Russia, you're in Japan, whatever, living your best life. Okay, now go home and help your people out. That's a great thing. That's not a knock. That's not disrespectful to say go home. We're really saying return home. Be a returnee. Go home and be the cause of brain circulation in your homeland. So countries that's known for brain circulation is China, India, South Korea. All right. So they come to developing countries, they gain skills and education, and they go back and they help their homeland be successful. They create jobs in their homeland. So the best example of brain circulation, a country coming to a developed country and then going back home and fixing their country, is Japan. Family, I've been bragging about Japan since like 2000, like 20 or 21, where I know about Japan and what they did. Okay, so national strategy. Japan's national strategy was to learn from abroad and build self-reliance. They went back home. They were returnees. They practiced brain circulation better than anybody in world history, probably. So countries that practice brain circulation to the next level: Japan, South Korea, Singapore. Struggling cases, lack of incentives or infrastructure to use skills. Many African and Caribbean countries. Ain't that crazy? The successful examples is everybody but Africa and the Caribbean, and the struggling examples is Africa and the Caribbean. So brain circulation, when people go abroad, gain education and experience, and later return home to apply that knowledge, this can turn to brain drain. This can turn brain drain into brain gain for their home country if they take their ass back home. Okay. So you have a lot of Nigerians who come over here, Nigerian, they with the Nigerian flag, the green and white flag and shit. And they want to compare themselves to us, but they don't take their black ass home and teach their people and how to level up. So yes, in theory, people from developing countries can contribute enormously by returning home with skills, technology, and ideas they gain abroad, and they can do this now in their homeland, start businesses or research labs in their homeland, modernize local industries in their homeland, train the next generation in their homeland, strengthen institutions and infrastructure in their homeland. Japan is a classic example of a nation that studied and adopted the best from powerful countries, then used it to strengthen itself. The Magi Restoration, 1868, 1912, Japan sent students and officials to the U.S. The same way Nigeria sent people to the U.S., the same way the Caribbean sent their people to the U.S. And they sent them to Europe to learn modern science. They didn't come over here to gamble and scam. Okay. They came to learn modern science, engineering, military systems, okay, and governance. They brought that knowledge home. They returned home. They were returnees. Okay, so family, when people leave their country, that's called immigration with the E, immigration. When they land and when they find themselves in a foreign country, that's called immigration with the I. Just let you know, immigration. That's the difference. Immigration, you leave in your country. So China, not really China, but Japan, Jamaica, India, they have, not Japan, India, Jamaica, these places have an immigration problem. They are mad that their best is leaving the country, their homeland, never coming back. So they complain about the immigration, right, issues, and we complain about our immigration issues. Anyway, they brought that knowledge home, adapted it to Japanese culture, and rapidly industrialized. You see how fast you can level up if you just invest in your country? So by the early 1900s, Japan had become a modern power. Family, 1868 to 1912, family. We're talking about what, 14th Amendment to 1912. 18, that's 40 years, family. They 40 something years, they became a modern power. It don't take that goddamn long. It just takes belief in yourself. So, you know what I mean, self-worth, investments in yourself. And they rapidly industrialized. By the early 1900s, Japan had become a modern power. They got so big they defeated Russia. A lot of y'all don't even know that. In 1905, and later emerging as one of the world's leading economies in just 40 something odd years. All of these shithole countries can do the same thing if they just believed in their people and stop the tribalism. Okay. So brain circulation countries, again, South Korea, Singapore, China, India, and brain drain countries, Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Haiti, Philippines, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, many Caribbean nations, obviously. The key takeaway, it's absolutely fair and insightful to say people from developing nations should transform their countries by returning home. Go take your black ass home. I'm sorry, they're not black. Take your POAD ass home, persons of African descent, with the new skills. Japan has similar countries succeeded because they had coherent national strategies, not just educational individuals running around talking about we're doing better than the average FBA dropout, high school dropout. Okay, now we know what brain drain is. Brain drain is when your elites, your top skilled, top educated leave the country, they immigrate. Okay, we know what brain gain is when they receive those top talented people. That's called immigration. You got it. Then we got brain circulation. Those people stay in that developed country for a short while, and then they take their ass home to build their homeland. Okay, now let's look at Africa now. Africa, what did Africa do in the 1600s with the transatlantic slave trade? It's true that some African rulers, merchants, and intermediaries participated in the Atlantic slave trade by capturing and selling other Africans to European traders. But it's crucial. Let me do this real fast because I'm very okay. But it's crucial to understand the structure and power dynamics of that system. The export of 12 to 15 million blacks family, they sold 12 to 15 million black family. That's called brain drain. Africa in the 1600s, they were the first country ever in history to brain drain. They exported 12 to 15 million blacks. Okay, so we can't call it immigration because they didn't voluntarily leave. They were kicked out. They were sold. They were kidnapped and sold by Africans. Okay, so one more time, this is brain drain. The export of 12 to 15 million blacks, and likely far more, counting those who died in raids. Raids mean the kidnapping from Africans or transit, right, on the ships. It devastated the continent. The Atlantic slave trade weakened Africa economically, politically, and demographically. Okay, now watch this. How that shaped Europe's rise. While Africa lost people, family, brain drain. Let me put that right here. Now I can do it. Brain drain. Europe gained labor, family. That's called brain gain. So Africa trading, losing, kicking out, trading 12 to 15 million blacks, brain drain. They sold them to Europe, brain gain. Europe gained labor, wealth, and global leverage when they received this many blacks, family. Africa literally gave show enough to glow. You did. That's what happened. Gave show enough to glow. America by trading us to them, by selling us to them. Okay, so by selling that many, by exporting that many blacks. Okay, and I'm gonna do this. I ain't gonna say blacks. We got a lot of people in the Caribbean right there. But to be more accurate, I'm gonna do POAD. Okay, so the export of 12 to 15 million people of African descent, and likely far more counting those who died in raids or transit. It weakened Africa and it gave rise to Europe. Europe gained, brain gain. White folks have always been a brain gain people. And Africa, unfortunately, just keep draining itself. And look at today with the resources, the minerals, the gold, brain drain, selling resources to European powers, brain gain. Like they just don't learn from their lessons why they can never get out of their own way. Anyway, labor, wealth, and global leverage. Colonial expansion followed economic dominance. Family, watch this right here. Watch this data connect. The same nations, hold on, let me back that up, like juvenile. The same nations enriched by the slave trade became the imperial powers that later carved up Africa, Berlin Conference, 1884-85. So family, what this is saying, when they thought they did us dirty by selling us to European nations and they dusted off their hands, right? To Europeans. Europeans use our labor to build so much wealth that the boogeyman, the chickens came home to roost, basically. So they came back 2 to 300 years later and carved up Africa. They went back to the sellers and said, hey, you know what? Look at us now. Like we're a mighty, mighty superpower, modern power, and we're here to take shit. We ain't ask you nothing. The dude talking about treaties. They don't treaty. Man, where the minerals at? You dig? So in effect, the transatlantic slave trade, family, look. It goes back to the transatlantic slave trade. I mean, let me underline that. Okay, so in effect, the transatlantic slave trade helped Europe rise and helped weaken Africa, making colonization easier centuries later. So family, by selling us, that gave birth to colonization, right? Now Europeans were able to colonize Africa. So they always crying, complaining, playing victim. Oh, the Europeans, they colonized us, the colonizer. We all in this together. You had slave masters, white folks did you wrong, white supremacy. Hey, it wouldn't be no goddamn white supremacy if you didn't sell us. There would be no white supremacy if you didn't sell us, because therefore they wouldn't have 12 to 15 million power in labor, free labor, cheap labor. For 400 years, you dig? There would be no white supremacy, family, if they didn't sell us. White supremacy happened because of the labor force by those 12 to 15 million POADs, people of African descent. All right? So, in summary, slave trade lost millions, destabilized societies, brain drain. That's Africa. Europe gained massive wealth and labor, brain gain. Industrialization, stagnated economies, Africa. Europe, fueled industrial and global dominance. Colonization, Africa became divided and exploited. Europe became empires, long-term effect. Africa, economic underdevelopment. Europe accumulated capital and power. So yes, the slave trade goes back to the slave trade, family. Nothing happens. White people are not empowered. They're not dominant. They're not destroying the world, conquering the world without what's underlined right here. Without the slave trade, white folks do not dominate the world like they do right now. So yes, it's Africa's fault that there's a white man to lynch, Jim Crow, to colonize, to sick dogs, masters, Cuban dogs, German shepherds. All of this is essentially Africa's fault. Okay. So yes, the slave trade weakened Africa and strengthened Europe, contributing to colonization. But the causes were structural and global, not simply Africans selling African. All right. So now, let me see what the chat talking about. Peace to the chat. I'm gonna give a roll call in a second. Linear's roll call in a second. Oh, we got a super chat in the building. First class citizen. Let me give a heart there, a like there. He says facts. The Japanese success on modernizing their homeland should be what the Nigerians and other Africans should be aspiring to do. So they should be trying to rival the Japanese in building home. Right. Right. They're a bunch of lazy, fake, hard walking people, lazy bummerclots. You know what I mean? So now let's cook on these dogs. So where and when dogs were used in Jamaica? So it was the second Maroon War, because the first one, nobody won. It was a stalemate. Revenue. The second Maroon War, 1795 to 1796, just 1 year. The British governor, imported Cuban bloodhounds and Spanish handlers from Havana to track and intimidate the Maroons in the interior, and their presence, I gotta say this, and Dogs. The dogs. Why have they capitalized? My God. I'll leave it like that. And the dog's presence helped force surrender. So, family, the dogs didn't get a chance to bite nobody. These guys just seen the dogs and surrendered. So much for a peace treaty. So, broader Caribbean precedent. The Spanish, now look, so it's giving a history of how white folks use these dogs. So, the Spanish had already normalized the use of war dogs. And that was around like the 1500s. We put that in there. And French planters used dogs in Saint Domingue, Haiti. The British drew on this regional practice. So the British learned from the French and the Spanish and said, you know what? Let's use these dogs. And 100 years later, family, the United States used the German Shepherds on us. So revenue, you need to get your history in order, my boy. We were last to get dogs sick on. Okay, you guys had 100 years of that experience. Okay, so dogs were a tool in tracking fugitives. Watch this. Setting and purpose. Jamaica, 18th early century, 19th century, right? Dogs were a tool of colonial warfare and I'm right here, slave repression, tracking fugitives, intimidating maroon communities, and supporting military patrols in forests and mountains. Era, Jamaica's most cited dog use is late 1700s. Visibility and documentation. Jamaica's history with British dogs were recorded in official correspondence, newspapers, and memoirs with fewer iconic images, but they were all attested. After emancipation, okay, Morant Bay, John Morant Bay. This guy's a damn Moor. You dig? British troops brutally suppressed the rebellion. The signature abuses were executions, floggings, and mass arrests. Dogs aren't central in surviving accounts. Bottom line, yes, the British used dogs in Jamaica, and most famously Cuban bloodhounds in 1795, 1796 against the Maroons, and in slave catching. Okay. So the function and era differ from the U.S. civil rights dog attacks. Jamaica's use was colonial, counterinsurgency, and slave control, 18th, 19th century. Not televised crowd control against peaceful urban protests in the 1960s. So actually, we revenue, you guys were at war, so it was all fair. We were not at war. We were doing peaceful protests, and we got dogs sick on us. So these were cowards. You guys were at war and got your ass kicked. All right, so now let's go to these peace treaties that he keep talking about. All right, let's talk about the peace treaties. Let's nip this in the bud real quick. In the 18th century, some Jamaican Maroons signed treaties with the British that required them to help recapture other slave. Can I read? I get my reading glasses. In the 18th century, some Jamaican Maroons signed treaties with the British that required them to help recapture other escaped slaves in exchange for peace. In exchange for peace. Is this your peace treaty, my boy? So your peace treaty was based on you capturing runaway slaves in Jamaica? That don't sound like you were in charge. That do sound like a what they call it, a plea. You dig? In exchange for peace, land, and freedom. These treaties, particularly after the First Maroon War, 1730, 1739, put the Maroons in the complex and controversial position of sometimes acting as slave catchers for the colonizers, my boy, which caused divisions within the broader Black population. No, 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 no. Let's take that word out. But we're gonna slip black in there with the broader maroon population. the agreements signed with different maroon groups granted them freedom, land, and autonomy. Damn, so they were granted this stuff. They didn't fight for it. The obligation in return, they were required to capture and return runaway slaves family. The obligation in return, they were required to capture and return runaway slaves. This is the treaty. This is the treaty that Revenue is bragging about that they signed. Yeah, we didn't sign no shit like that, my boy. Okay, yeah, you're right. We didn't sign things like that. So if you want to hang your hat on those treaties, my boy, go ahead. That is some sellout coon shit right there, man. That is some sellout coon shit right there, man. These guys signed a treaty where they would capture themselves and return them to the plantation. That's the treaty he's bragging about. Poor Revenue, man. All right, so family, I got some funny Tariq troll stuff tomorrow. No. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do some diaspora wars
Say,
tomorrow.
hey, we'll just go up here and make.
I got some diaspora wars. Yeah. Revenue's a clown. He's done. Dude, that's the treaties you're talking about. Your treaty involved you guys obligated to go catch yourselves and return them to the British plantations to get executed. And you're bragging about that. Great research. Yeah, thanks, man. Haru Prime. And yo, I just want to kill the notice, to be honest, man. I hear him bringing it, like, we take this guy as a joke. He said over here, he run into Tariq, he said over there, he go to different platforms saying the same thing. So I'm like, you know what? Let me nuke this once and for all. Get up out of here. So he can no longer use the dog joke. Oh man, the dogs bit the civil rights activists. Well, shit, we got bit. Y'all got 8. Y'all actually got 8. Like a damn lollipop. We got bits. Y'all got 8. That's the difference. Then y'all signed treaties to be permanent cowards. You're bragging about signing treaties to become permanent cowards, where you will catch your own if they escape British plantations. Don't you ever compare us again, bro. Now, let me do a lineage roll call and we out of here, family. We got D, Ignite, G4N. We got Peppermint Patty and Seed and Wild. Peace to you. We got Southern Breeze in the building. We got Lord Maul, you dig? First class citizen, Haru Prime. We got Tampa Bay Ray, you dig, in the building. We got Queen Nurse in the building. We have Marvin Roel in the building. We have, what's in here? Who else is in here? We actually litty tonight. We're litty. The chat definitely active. I love when the chat's active. We got Guillory in the building. We have Renaissance Woman in the building. We had XGX 471 in the building. Elon even called it like a sports team draft. We got Aquanauts ST1 in the building. Let me give y'all a lineage wrench. I think y'all have the lineage. We will find out in the future. FBA Red Dog in the building. We got Vera Sanders, Chad Smith in the building. Who else is in the building here? Vilified Nation of Immigrants. There we go. See, he's in the right word right there. We got Timothy, Black Feather Archery in the building. We have Mixed Master and Mike in the building. We have who else? Fresh Always in the building. Donnie C. Williams in the building. Braxton has Snake Eyes in the building. Yo, I wish YouTube fixed this stuff, man. This ad thing is, I don't know what YouTube doing. We got Taya Carter in the building. We got Needle Swain in the building. Golden Brown is in the building. Peace to Golden Brown. We got Jaquan 007 in the building. Peace to you. We have Tiger Crane Shakir in the building. Peace to you. Tariq is funny as hell. We got Craig in the building. We got MC Fact in the building. Long time, my brother. We have who else? Yeah, we lit tonight. We showed up in some respectable numbers tonight. Am I missing anybody? I think I got everybody. I got everybody. Looks like I got everybody. So we got a troll earlier. We got L in the building. We got Yusuf Broussard in the building. Almost missed y'all. We got okay, yeah. So now I mean we are Liddy in the building. Right? We are definitely Liddy in the building. Lord Moss says, if you haven't heard Rhoda Osman, aka the Brick Lady, was found guilty of theft by deception. Yeah, I heard about that dog. Disgusting woman, man. All right, so you know what I'm gonna do. Let's leave with It's All About the Lineage, baby. The new track, new single. I don't know what you want to call it. But this is where we at, Red Family. It's All About the Lineage. This is a dope song. This is actually, I thought it was okay when I first made it, but as I kept playing it, it really stuck to me. I'm like, this song is actually pretty fire. Check it out, family. It's All About the Lineage. We got the Prince of Paraphernalia in the building. Peace. Hey, it's all about the lineage, man. Hey, yo, you know what? Yeah, this song inspired me, right? Because I was listening to I was somewhere and it was playing It's All About the Benjamin, baby. That Diddy song. Which I want to be. You know what I mean? So he kept saying Benjamin, baby, Benjamin, baby. So I'm like, you know what? That sound like lineage. I said, you know what? Let me make a song kind of like that. And that's how I made this song. It's all about the lineage, baby.
It's all about the lineage, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby.
Thank you, Tampa Bay Ray. Like on my music. I got a little talent I never knew, to be honest. The first song was supposed to be just like a little national anthem for FBA, like motivation type, get up and let's work, let's go hard. And I'm like, hey, this ain't bad. Let me try again. I tried again and I just been hitting and hitting and hitting. It's crazy.
Now what y'all wanna be? FBA, ADOS, free men indigenous. We got shot callers, we got activists, we got politicians, we got lawyers for you. But don't knock us for being great. Delineate. And now we're singing, hey, it's all about the lineage, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby. It's all about the lineage, baby. Oh Lord, it's all about the lineage, baby. Can't nobody take our pride. Can't nobody hold us down, no. We gotta keep on moving. They keep on moving the goalposts. Oh no. Broken alliance everywhere. Broken arrows in every spirit. Let's be very clear. We ain't letting up. We ain't getting up. It's our throne. We built it. It's our home. Take your shoes off. It's all about the lineage, baby. 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 Now what y'all wanna be? FBA, ADOS, free men indigenous. We got shot callers, we got activists, we got politicians, we got lawyers for you. But don't knock us for being great.
Hey, yo, the next song I'm gonna do, I had this in my head earlier. What was the white boy name? R. Ashley. Y'all know this song if y'all in y'all 40s or older. The song goes, Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. I was gonna remix that. Like, I'm talking to the lineage. I'm talking to you guys. And I'm saying I'm never gonna give y'all up. I'm never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around. Yo. I was gonna flip that. And I am gonna do that. That's the new track, single, whatever you want to call it, coming up. It's gonna be that. I'm talking to Lenny. It's gonna be kind of upbeat, so I'm gonna mix it up. It might not be a song like this. It might be kind of like a upbeat type song, pop song. But yeah, so that came in my head earlier today. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna. So of course I can't like say it like that. It's like copyright, whatever they got. So I'm gonna remix it around a little bit. But that's gonna be the tune, family. As far as the lineage, my lineage, you guys, I'm never going to give you up, never going to let you down, never going to run around. It's going to be fly the way I mix it up. But family, I'm out right now. Peace, man. Y'all already know. Thanks for the super chats. Please like the video. Please subscribe. If you had not subscribed, I think you're all subscribers. So just like the video. I appreciate that. And, the super chat never going to change. It's $. I said super chat. Super chat is there. The Cash App is always the same $. By Ron. Thank you guys for the super chats. I have been receiving them. So you can super chat. You don't always got super chat only when I'm live. Whenever you want. You dig? Y'all support the hustle. Y'all support the hustle for the lineage. So nothing wrong with supporting your family. Family, I'm out. Love you guys, but I gotta wake up early to do my live podcast tomorrow, 7 a.m. So family, I'm normally 7 a.m. and about 9 p.m. every day, twice a day, 7 a.m., 9 p.m. I try. I'm very tired, but I'm still making it work, family. All right. I wasn't gonna even go tonight, but I said I gotta go. I can't give up and desert you. You feel me?